a story and you want the world to know it. If you think you ready and you ain't afraid to show it, throw your hands up high, yeah, we might stand out. We always representing cause that's what it's all about. We always representing cause that's what it's all about. And if you love some indie comics, let me hear you shout. Just stay tuned, what's the story? Had to get that every time a brand new indie comic from the Dispatch.
Good morning, Quentin.
Morning. You know, every time, no matter how many times I see that intro, I never get tired of it.
Neither do I, but I was just thinking it's been a while since we've updated the covers. Maybe update the covers in it. I don't know. There's a lot of great new books out. We have a lot of new friends we could feature.
Yeah. I think we probably get some show some love for Ethereal Comics. Dustin Brunel from them has been starting to become a big supporter of us.
Yeah, and he lives in the town I used to live in, which is just weird. Don't meet very many people from that town.
It's a small world after all.
So if you're joining us, we're trying this thing this morning. It's early for Quentin. It's quasi early for me. It's 9 a.m. here. It's 6 a.m. on the West Coast. We may have some other people joining us. If you're out there listening and you want to say anything, promote anything this morning, I'm going to drop the link to join us in the comments, and you can pop on later. We'll probably be on for a half hour, maybe more. I don't know. We'll find out. Trying to just get back in the regular habit of doing lives and then having podcast content. And so my dog's about to come in from being walked. I'm in the bonus room, and so my dog may or may not attack me. We'll find out. Like in a good way, attack me. So we're trying to get in the habit of producing regular podcast content again. And evenings for me right now just kind of suck with all that. So we'll see. We'll see if morning works better. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Working better is a relative term.
Yeah, it is a relative term because it's morning. Now, are you a coffee drinker, Quentin?
I am, but not first thing in the morning. Usually, okay. If I do the coffee thing, it's one of those. That's my reward to myself for getting up and getting the kids to school on time.
That's great. This is my third cup this morning. It's your time.
I came prepared.
Breakfast of champions.
Hey, it worked for me in high school. 30 years later, here I am. It still works.
So I did drop the link in the comments. If you got something to say, got something to promote, hit the link. That's valid for the duration of this show. And so if we see you and we don't think you're a jerk, we'll put you on the air. There's a few people that I might not put on the air. So we'll see. So what's been going on, man?
It's been one of those things where the stars line up. The best, some of the best stuff that I've read for the year all hit and dropped. It all dropped in the last 3 weeks.
Oh wow!
Or at least it finally made it through the reading queue for me in the last 3 weeks.
Well, tell us about some of it.
First we have a story called Plot Holes.
Okay.
And basically, it reminded me of The Matrix. Only it's a group of characters that are from comic books. A hodgepodge of comic books, and basically they're called the editors. They're the ones that go, they bounce from comic book to comic book, kind of, almost like Doctor Who, and they fix the stuff that the creators didn't fail to look at, little details that you kind of need if you're trying to have it be accurate and a good story. And along the way, things happen where it changes how things go. And,
That's really cool.
but,
That's a lot of fun.
that one I really liked. I don't remember. I need to double check the title real quick, because and I know that doesn't sound good for me to say about it.
I'm the same damn way. I'll read the book and then forget the title.
And
I'll be like, who wrote that?
In fairness, I'm up to like 110. I've written about 110 books this year, so once in a while one gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Another one called another book that I absolutely loved. It's called Kill Your Darlings.
Oh yeah,
and that one. Oh, by the way, everybody, there's a possibility somewhere along the way. It's early. The G rating might go out the window, but it's a little disclosure. But that one, it's about this little girl. Dad's not in the picture, and mom's trying to make ends meet as a waitress, and she's created this magical world for herself with her toys, where she's
sorry, I keep hitting shit.
Where she's got where basically she's created this fantasy world, and that fantasy world comes to life.
That's cool.
And
that's really
like
cool.
I absolutely loved that one. And
awesome.
as good as those two were, that compares nothing with what's coming out in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Image Comics is bringing back Transformers, as well as G.I. Joe.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, because they were with who were they with? My mind's gone blank.
They were with IDW last time.
IDW, yeah, and IDW lost the franchise of it, and so now it's coming to Image.
Yep,
Well, that's cool.
So I'm very happy.
You don't like Star Wars or anything? I mean, not Star Wars, Transformers, do you?
Nah, it's it was a phase when I was a kid.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So yeah, for my anniversary. For my anniversary, my wife actually ordered me one of the one of the store exclusives. There's for a variant cover. It's got Starscream on the cover, and it just looks absolutely badass.
That's awesome. You've been watching any Kickstarters?
Kickstarter campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. There's so many creators out there with so much content. They've been having angry sex with my wallet for about a month. At one time I looked. Well, stuff in the last month that I backed. Immortalis, is backed. Good Omens, the graphic novel.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get my copy of that.
Mm-hmm. Good Omens. I just backed I think it's Heart Eaters. From Laurie Foster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
what's her new comic company called? I should know this. Laguna. Yes, follow them if you haven't followed them on Facebook and Instagram and all the socials. Definitely worth a follow on that new venture. Old venture.
Like I say, just looking at my phone in the last month, Immortalis, which still has about 8 days left on it.
Yeah.
Heart Eater, Spirit of Lust from Dresden. They've got that one finished. The 4th issue of Home Free, which that one I've loved because that one speaks to me for some of the stuff on in life outside of comics and my other job. I Hate You, Please Die, Worms Crawl Out from Dan Schmidt.
Oh my god, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I actually I ordered the trade paperback for Worms Crawl In because I read I got the first issue in his campaign and went, oh my god, I've been hearing about this book for years, and I finally got that one, and I went, I have to get the rest.
It's so good, isn't it? It's so good.
The trade I haven't had a chance to read yet, but
Really, you need to. The ending's perfect. I've told Dan this many times, probably, that it's one of the few books that when I finished reading it, I looked at my wife and said, "It just ended perfectly. Like it ended perfectly."
Now, that's one of the things
for me. At
that's
least.
what I always dread the last book in a run, because getting an ending that's fitting, that doesn't feel forced, that doesn't leave you going, that doesn't leave you feeling like you got cheated or like the writer was being lazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it ends perfectly because Dan wrote it as one to begin with. He wasn't writing a series. He wrote it as one and released it as one. And now we're getting it as a series. Very good, though.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Also got Spill Blood from Jonathan Hedrick, which I've been a fan of his for a while. Yeah. The man that gave us the recount. Terminus Vale, There Be Shadows, Warp Hustler, Christine, Heroes Fall, If It Hops 3, a couple tabletop games.
Busy.
Chopper 4, Flesh Eating Cheerleaders.
Is that from Frank Silva?
Flesh Eating Cheerleaders, that's more another one from Dresden.
Okay. Never mind.
I'm still waiting for Justice 1 through 4. Dungeons and Dimwits.
I saw that one.
Yeah. Theater 7 from Ethereal. And part of it is I'm horrible about checking my email, so there's campaigns that I backed that I don't know if I ever actually got around to filling out the backer kit. The Convictor is on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, there's a lot, so it's gotten to the point where as much as I want to go out and get all these shiny variants, I can't.
Yeah. It gets tough. I'm doing that right now. I'm budgeting everything that I'm backing because you got it. There's so many right now.
Oh, and like I say, that's just my Kickstarter list. We're not even gonna go down the rabbit hole. That is my pull list.
That's hilarious. I wanted to share a couple Kickstarters. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hi. And I am I think I said it when we started off. I'm in my bonus room. My signal usually is pretty good here, but it can get a little wonky. So if I go a little wonky, I'm sorry, everybody.
No problem.
Let me see. Guess I'll have to do this kind of one at a time. I was going to do this one last, but Immortalis is still funding. Of course, I'm personally invested in this. So I'm looking forward. I'm actually looking forward to it ending. We did a 45-day campaign this time, which has been good, but also has just been too long for me.
When I saw that, I went, "Oh, you are being masochistic here." But
I am. We did a 45-day on Justice 1 through 4, and it did well, and so I decided to try it for this one. But it's been too long. It's been too long. 30 days is it for me.
I get 45 days though, because 45 days gives people enough time to go, okay, you have enough, it's not a short turnaround where you're going, okay, I'm not going to have time for this. I'm not going to have time to have the money.
Yeah. And everything out there says the longer you do a Kickstarter campaign, the more money you make. So you do it for 45 days, you make more money than you did if you did it for 30 days. But it's just such a slow drag. But if you're looking to support something that's cool, that's fantasy, but also based on some history, look up Immortalis. We'll drop the link at some point. I'm going to finish going through these other ones that I have up. Neverland 1 through 4. This is by Caleb. Caleb, I've never heard you say your last name, so I don't know how to say your last name. I'm going to go with Husat. That's what I'm going to say. It's a project we love. It's a real series. You can get the catch up digital for $12. I think I've read 1 and 2, but I couldn't find them. So I went ahead and got the digital catch up. 10 days to go. 167 backers strong. If you're looking for a good kind of Peter Pan, he says, hook me into the never ending story. It's about a boy trying to find Peter Pan. It's really good, really good. You guys should read it if you haven't yet. Then finally,
I like the idea of the digital catch up, except for when it's on a phone, it's just not it just doesn't seem to work out as well.
It doesn't, go ahead.
Comics, they're like naughty bits. Yeah, they might look okay on a screen, but it is not the same as having them in your hand.
It's not. And the more I used to be like, I just take digital. I'll just take digital. But having that physical is really nice. But I gotta parse out what I get physicals of and what I don't, because like we were saying, there's so many good stuff. But you're right. Reading a digital is just not the same as reading it physical. It's just not.
The only thing I like about it, a digital is it makes my job for taking pictures of, hey, here's a pen, for cropping for reviews. That's the only thing I like about a digital over a book.
Yep, just do a quick screen grab. The final one I want to share right now is Legends of the Realm by Jack Holder. This is one of those that 1 through 3, I think it was, or maybe it was just 1 and 2. I'm a little confused. There's like a prequel. He must have renumbered them, maybe. But I backed it because it's fantasy, and I really like fantasy. I got it, and I was like, it's one of those that sat there for a couple months before I read it, right? And so I finally opened it up, finally read it, and holy shit, it's really good. It's really good fantasy. I was thoroughly surprised by the storyline and how good it was. If you like fantasy, if D&D, just great storytelling, I would definitely pick it up. It is worth it. It is worth it. I would get the physical catch up if you can, because it's really, really good. Yeah, the Floated Dream, I think, was originally like a prequel, and looks like he's renumbered it as 1. That's where I'm getting confused at. But it's a really good series, and if you haven't familiarized yourself with it, you should, because it's good. That's what I got on the horizon.
Because I need more campaigns to back.
You do. Jack's a great guy too. He's super supportive of other creators. He sends out these random messages of encouragement to other creators, and he's just, if you're going to back somebody and that you're going to take a chance on, back Legends of the Realm. Great story from a great creator. I can't say much more about it. I do know TJ Sterling is currently funding Joystick Angels 2 and 3, I think. I'll be honest, I haven't looked that closely at that campaign yet. We'll end up backing it, but it is going strong, and I know that that's a great series. I got the first one, and it was a great issue, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that continues to play out.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Joystick, but
yeah, it's really good.
Like we've talked about before, there is so much stuff out there.
So much.
Between the small press publishers, and plus the the big, the larger press, and not even counting the big 2.
Plus, now you got these big time creators and even publishers who are taking their books to Kickstarter. So you have like so many different things going on. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything. We did talk about feeling physical books in our hands a minute ago, and so I do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Comics Wellspring. It's where we get that's where I get my books printed at, because they are just a great printer. I'm going to run their ad real quick right now.
What does it mean to feel inspired? To be moved, to be awed, to feel creative. inspiration. It motivates us. It encourages us to create something epic. And the best part of it all is that it's all around us. Inspiration creates inspiration. Bring your stories to life and inspire your world. Print your comic books with Comics Wellspring.
Great company, does a ton for the indie comic community. If you don't get your books printed there, you should definitely give them a try. They're well worth it. Also, Malachi Bailey, I don't know if you're still watching or not, but I got this mug this morning specifically for you. This is my Malachi Bailey mug. So.
Yeah, when I got out of bed this morning, my wife was going, "Good morning," and all I could think of was Malachi. And how he...
His responses to good morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying that because Malachi's a chipper person in the morning. We're saying that because Malachi is quite the opposite.
I'm not a chipper person in the morning, but here I am.
He is still watching. Yeah, neither am I. I say I wish I was a morning person, but I just didn't get that gene.
Well,
I need the coffee.
Yeah, I've always been more of a night owl. And I remember years ago, it was like 8 a.m, and I had a roommate, and they woke me up by doing something, and I stumbled out of the bedroom, and I was going, "You realize what time it is?" "Yes, you're sleeping away the best part of the day." No shit. That's why it's the best part of the day.
We have a special guest that just popped in, Mr. Malachi Bailey.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So,
The same thing times.
Stranger Things. My daughter has that same shirt.
I've been loving the Tales from Hawkins stuff, and they've also got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover that's been really good.
Oh yeah. So let's see your mug, Malachi.
well, it's nothing fancy. I'm saving that for fall. But
Okay.
a dear friend of mine, Monica, she got me this cute mug that had little black cats on it. So I'm going to start using it this weekend. I shouldn't be this excited, but I am.
My daughter
come on,
bought me
Malachi.
this mug.
It is not too early, Malachi. My wife's first day of September. My wife had Halloween decorations up.
That sounds like Brett.
Oh, so did we. Yeah, we did too. Yeah. I haven't posted about it this year, but yeah, we got all of our, I can't talk. We got all of ours up. So yeah, Malachi, why don't you tell us what you're working on since you're here? Tell us a little bit about what you got going on, man.
I
mean, I know, but
well, but there's always something going on. There's always some project that we're working on behind the scenes. So I think I already told you like how pissed I was recently, because this is my third time rewriting Paradise Lost #1.
You were mad about that?
Yeah, because I lost the first 2 versions of it. Like I tried to send to Brian last week. Couldn't find the files, so I'm doing it again for the third time. Yay, because third time's a charm.
There you go.
So I'm pretty much done with that. I am almost finished with her #2. That's been a process, but that's almost done. And we are working on doing a Black indie creator crossover, Tony Cottrell. He's spearheading that. It probably won't be completed for another like 2 years or so, because it's like everybody in there, like a who's who. So that's something that we're working on. Yeah, it pretty much is. What else am I doing?
Malachi, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I want to make sure I understand that. So Wingless and the Advent Universe are having a crossover?
And everybody else, everybody in
Lots
Mama,
of people.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty massive, considering like the amount of characters that are going to be in it. So it's still very much in the early stages, but it's something that we're looking forward to. Um, on the professional side, and of course, personally, I'm just looking forward to getting my own projects, finally completed, in time for Black Comics Day in February, which should be
Here's my
tremendous.
dog.
Oh, little doggy. That's it. See how the ears go
That's
up?
Sasha.
He's
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Starscream's on the bed right now, looking at me, going, "What are you doing?"
I will always love that name.
That's
It's such a hot name, Starscream.
that's a perfect name for a dog. I love it.
Well, with her, it's fitting because she's just in a lot of ways just like the character. She's loud. She can be obnoxious. She's an Australian cattle dog, and it is her job to let me. I am very much aware of anything that moves out in front of my house, whether which is great, except for it's anything that moves.
Okay.
Whether it's
That's how my last
if
dog
it's a
was.
bee, if it's somebody walking their dog, she barks. She goes into orbit. My neighbor across the street, their cats like to come use our flower bed as a litter box. She lets me know about it. So I don't. So, like I say, she goes into orbit on all these things. So it's one of those where it's a damn it, because she's not just barking for the sake of barking, but whether or not it's something I actually need to be concerned about.
That's debatable. Yeah, that's pretty nasty with the kitty litter garden that's going on out there.
Well, that's one of those things where it's a damn it, but I've also seen the neighbor's cats, walk away from my neighbor's yard with mice, in their mouth. So it's one of those things where I'll take that trade-off to make, to keep make it where there's that much less of a threat of having to worry about mice getting into my place.
Well, yeah, but let me leave some turrets behind too.
Yeah.
Well, I got my pound of flesh back, because we have squirrels all over the place here. And one day when I was walking the dogs, I might have accidentally dumped a bag of peanuts on the street, on the street on the other side of my neighbor's house.
Okay.
So where they share a backyard. So, and the squirrels have been stashing peanuts all over his place. And of course, I did that, and then it didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to me that with Starscream and her love of squirrels,
that was going to backfire a little bit.
Yeah.
It backfired a lot because the squirrels took some of the peanuts to our yard.
Fantastic. Well, we're about at a half hour, and that was my goal for this morning, was just to get a half hour of earliness out. And so my plan is to try to make this a regular thing, whether Quentin wants to get up every week or not. He doesn't have to be here every week. But I hope that we can maybe start getting some momentum again. I do miss slow because things have been rough.
Yeah.
I have missed these. I miss our roundtable discussions. But trying to find stuff for where the stars line up, because between the different time zones, work schedules, the family thing is, because fall baseball is a bonus here, and
evenings. That's why I think I said at the beginning of the show, like, evenings just don't work right now. They don't work for me personally, but then like trying to get people together, no evening really works. And so that's why I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do comics and coffee in the morning, and we'll see what happens. And if you're watching this, or if you're listening to this after the fact on the podcast, join us on a Thursday morning. I dropped the link in there this morning. Nobody joined it. That's fine. It's early. This is our first time doing it. I don't care. I don't really care. You guys just don't like me. No. But if you got to...
If we could shift it to Fridays, that'd be nice.
Fridays, we probably could. It might just be a little late. I don't know. I'll have to check. I have a standing meeting with my boss on Friday mornings, and so that could get... Yeah.
Like, I understand. Like, it was just because because when on Wednesdays when if I'm at work until 11,
Yeah, that
and
sucks.
then and like I say, that's just at work. We're not talking. Then you talk the walkout. Because at Area 51, parking is conveniently located in an adjacent county.
I'm sure he works at Area 51.
Oh,
Yeah,
for real?
You didn't know that? No.
Then I was like, wait.
That's just I don't. We call it Area 51. It's been it's become a running thing just because I really don't want to give my 9 to 5.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I work for the government.
But we will find and settle on a date and time when people can kind of regularly pop in, and then hopefully you guys out there listening to this / watching this can get in on it too. If you have a project you want to promote or just something you want to talk about, we've having a focus of indie comics, but not limiting it to indie comics. So I know there's a lot of discussion out there right now about various pop culture things that many people know way more about than I do, because I don't know that much about pop culture, honestly. So we can always dive into that, and you guys can give me an education.
How many kids, and you're not up on pop culture?
Oh my God, I don't know how many kids I have anymore. It's they do their thing, and then like Maya comes home. Maya's my 10-year-old girl comes home talking about anime, and I think I mentioned before, like I feel like I missed the anime window, or like I didn't have the thing that other people had to watch anime, and I just missed that, and so I never got into anime. But Maya will come home and be like, anime this, anime that. I'm like, where the fuck are you getting this from? Like, how do you know this? She just does. She checks out manga from the library.
Which I'm all for, because when it comes down to it, I don't care what you want to call it. Comics are comics.
Yeah.
That's
done. Yeah.
There's great stories there. Great stories there.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it's not indie. But DC Comics, one of the few times I'm actually plugging them because because good work needs to be recognized. The Batman, the One Bad Day titles. I'm 4 books into it. It's basically a one shot on each of all the different villains in Batman's Rogues Gallery, and so far every one of them has been phenomenal.
Well, that's good to hear.
Great. I just wish. So my thing with DC, I love DC. I'm a DC guy. I just wish they would write great continuing series instead of these one-shot things that they do, which are phenomenal. Go back to their regular series, and we got to reboot it every 3 years and do a soft reboot here, change this character.
That, and for God's sake, enough with the 2 books a month thing. Take slow down a little bit, take and get it right.
Get it right. Yeah, DC, I love to hate you. I hate to love you. Oh well.
But like I say,
oh well.
I did want to say kudos to them because they're getting that right. Marvel, because of Malachi, he a while ago he posted a cover for X-Men 14, and I went, oh my God, just from the cover, so I actually bought and read an X-Men.
What?
And I know, first we put a woman on cupcake, and then we put an X-Men book in my hands. Anything is possible.
I need to go on a T-shirt.
Yep. He's had a lot of good ones this morning. Early Quentin has way more zingers than late night Quentin, I feel like.
It is so early
Quentin is less reserved. But that X-Men book, it was good. There was just you could tell there's a lot more there. It's just I'll be honest, I'm not well versed in X at all. So
I am.
So trying to figure out who's who, and
you can pay Mal for private tutoring. His rates are like $35 an hour, I think. $35 an hour. And he'll tell you about it.
Yeah, but they're
I'm just so in love with X-Men right now with the Fall of X, and
yeah.
to kind of like jump on what Quentin was saying earlier about this particular companies doing like the same shit over and over again. I don't know if you guys saw it on my page, but they're resurrecting Magneto.
I
And I'm
did.
like,
I saw it.
he just died last September. And granted, we
Mhm.
don't know when it's going to happen in 2024, but it's like, there was a time in comic books where an action was done and the ramifications were felt for years. You look at
Mhm.
Storm, she got shot by Forge's neutralizer gun. She was powerless for 5 years. You have Jason Todd, who was beaten to death by Joker. He was dead for what, almost 20 years? I want to say 18
Yeah,
years.
before they brought him back. Yeah.
So these actions, they meant something. So now we live in a world where they want to make a quick buck. The creative teams
Yeah.
now, they just want to make a statement, but it's washed away literally the next month that you leave. So I'm hoping that there's this we can return to a sense of, I don't know, continuity.
Mhm.
But if we
Yeah.
don't, that's fine, because we have indie comics who do it the right way.
I know. I was cheering with Superman. I was
Some do it the right way. Sorry. Go ahead, Q.
you know,
What were you
Death
saying
of
about Superman?
Death of Superman.
Yeah.
That was, yes, finally. Because Superman, you've got basically a god whose only weakness is this element that theoretically that's supposed to be really rare, but it seems like everybody has it. But
Yeah, mama.
Everybody has it.
so when they killed him, Doomsday killed him, I was doing cartwheels, and finally, because it got to the point where how much stuff can you really do about where it's not the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And
even Death of Superman, like, we realized it wasn't going to be permanent fairly early on, but like the implications of it all still lasted for years and years. Like, even though he came back, he was a different person. He was a different hero after that. To your point, Quentin, he wasn't this impenetrable god anymore. He had immortality about him.
I'm just I'm with Malachi though. If they're gone, they're gone. I mean, G.I. Joe, we've had guys that died, but then again, even then with Snake Eyes, his soul got ended up being reincarnated in another character.
Well, keep in mind, superheroes, they die, yes, and when they come back, it's expected, and it's become a trope in itself. The most egregious, I want to say, example of that was just this past summer with Ms. Marvel. They killed her off in Spider-Man and his comic book, of all places. She was killed off, but she literally came back a month later because they wanted to back as a mutant. And so now she's an X-Men. And I'm like, you guys, you wasted no time. And a friend of mine actually said, Jesus Christ was dead longer than she was. And I was like,
wow.
That is such a statement. But it was so perfect, though, because he was dead longer than Kamala.
So am I the only one excited to see the Marvels movie?
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'm super excited.
Yeah. People always want to crap on it because it's female directed and it's female run.
It's just stupid dude bros. Fuck them.
Yeah, just stop it. Like,
if you don't like it, don't go see it. Shut up.
It's really that simple. Don't spend your money to see it, but don't.
Also, don't post your screenshot of you canceling your Disney Plus subscription. Like, I don't fucking care.
I love it.
Yes.
I don't care. Just cancel it.
Yes, because the mouse is going to be so concerned about that. You look at Disneyland. Every person that's in that facility paid $100 a day to be there, so they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're not concerned, not even the slightest.
No.
The other side of that is they're not concerned even in the slightest.
Nope.
Because the content they're putting out, they're going, we don't care.
I mean,
Exactly.
would you?
Personally, as you need to be putting out good content though, because otherwise, somewhere along the way, the magic of the Magic Kingdom, is based on that.
True.
I think they got a lot of good content still. We just get into the niches and
Mm-hmm. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Ahsoka. I am far behind on anything involving if it involves a screen.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It ramped up within the last 2 episodes. Granted, I am behind for this week, which I will remedy sometime today. But it's been really good. A nice slow burn series, I would say.
good. That's we haven't started it yet. We'll start it once it's all out because we're those people.
That's how I am.
Fine.
It's so much easier to go, okay, I've got a free day. I can binge it all in one day.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I'm, it's watch an episode here, watch an episode, then 3 weeks later I can watch another one, and
Yeah, I can't do that. No.
and that's when you're that far apart, you're going, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, that's my issue when it comes to like these big production TV shows. For instance, what is that? The Wheel of Time. I enjoyed the first season, but it came out 3 years ago on Amazon,
Yeah.
and it's back now.
Yeah,
so
just about.
I don't know what happened. Like, I'm just like, I have to do like a recap, like at least the last episode for me to remember who's who. I just know someone's called a dragon and there's a bunch of women. That's it. I need to know what I'm watching again.
We've been watching season 2 of it, and it took us a hot minute to get caught up and remember like where we were and what the hell's going on. We had to go back and read like the Wikipedia article and stuff on season 1, like to remind ourselves.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm dreading getting caught, when I have to get caught up again on Stranger Things.
So how far behind are you?
Yeah.
I'm caught up, but but with Stranger Things,
It's
and
gonna
it'll be
so long.
and it's because especially this last season of Stranger Things, every single episode was movie length.
Yeah, it was really long.
It was.
So trying to get squeeze in a movie's worth of time.
Yeah.
Did I see they're doing a stage play of Stranger Things? Like a prequel stage something?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me, but because I don't, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but there's stuff like that where we get if we had Spider-Man the musical, we can have anything.
Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
That is true.
Let me Google it real quick. We're gonna have to wrap things up in just a minute here, gentlemen.
Yeah. With the whole getting caught up, I feel the same way about with small press publishers, and it's not their fault because I get it. For most people, if they're doing a Kickstarter campaign, you probably have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The amount of time, for the amount of time that goes in between, I find myself having to reread series, a title just to make sure I'm still up, I'm up to date and remember. That's one. That's one thing. Just like I use, I do all the reviews I do on Google Docs. That way, I can go back to another the previous book and go, "What did I say about that one?"
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Well, I have to. In the last 3 years, I'm at about 1,000 books.
You want it.
So,
folks, I gotta wrap things up here. I have a 10 o'clock that I'm gonna have to switch over to on Zoom in a minute. But I do want to say, if you ever, Quentin was mentioning reviews, if you ever want to read some really good reviews, Quentin, Dale, and Peter are the reviews masters. They are outputting tons of reviews. They're keeping the content going at indiecomicsdispatch.com. That's our website. I would say news and reviews you can find there. Right now, it's mostly reviews, every now and then some news, but we're getting back to that. I posted a couple news articles last week, I think, and we'll post some more here soon. Trying to get back to small press publishers on the news because you can read about the bigger publishers just about anywhere. So if you have a press release, you're a small press publisher, an indie comic creator yourself, go ahead and send it to us. Send it to press@indiecomicsdispatch.com, and we will do our best to post it. I will do my best to post it. I'm not putting that on anybody else. That's my job to do, and I haven't been doing it. So hopefully we'll be here next week. Probably same time, maybe not. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Gentlemen, thank you for popping in this morning. I deeply appreciate it. Quentin, tell your kids thank you as you get them ready for school. For you probably being more grumpy because you got up a little earlier.
And once I clear the first 15 minutes and it's and it's acknowledged, yes, I'm up, I'm fine. It's just the initial.
Morning, suck.
Yep. Malachi, happy fall.
Yes, sir. Happy fall, y'all.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you guys next week.